The snowstorm roared over Pine Hollow, Montana, cloaking Timberline Pass in a blinding swirl of white. Officer Kate Riley gripped the wheel of her patrol SUV, her short blonde hair tucked under a wool cap, her police parka zipped tight against the cold. At 33, she was new to this mountain town, her sharp instincts honed in Helena but tested by the eerie silence of these peaks. The wipers thumped, barely keeping up with the snow as her radio crackled with static. "All clear?" dispatch reported. Kate's jaw tightened. Nothing felt clear in this blizzard. Her headlights caught a shape ahead, two shapes, small and dark, standing firm in the road. She slammed the brakes, the SUV skidding to a halt. A girl, maybe 10, in a red parka and scarf, stood beside a German shepherd, his black and tan fur crusted with ice. The dog, Rex, 4 years old, was no stray. His stance was steady, eyes locked on Kate's cruiser with a fierce, knowing gaze. The girl, Sophie Turner, clutched Rex's scruff, her brown hair whipping in the wind, face pale but defiant. Kate's heart raced. Kids and dogs didn't block roads in storms without reason. She stepped out, boots crunching, her breath fogging. "Hey, kid, you okay?" she called, voice cutting through the howl. Sophie's voice trembled. "You gotta help." "My dad's gone," Rex barked, sharp and urgent, nudging Sophie toward the forest's edge. Kate crouched, meeting Rex's gaze. Those amber eyes held no fear, only purpose. "Gone where?" she asked, glancing at Sophie. The girl's lip quivered. "He's a rescue guide. Went out 2 days ago. Didn't come back." Kate's gut twisted. Pine Hollow search teams had reported a missing guide, Ethan Turner, presumed dead in the storm. Sophie's dad. Rex barked again, limping forward, his paws bloodied but resolute. He turned, pausing, looking back at Kate. "He wants you to follow," Sophie said, tears freezing on her cheeks. Kate's training screamed caution. Blizzard, no backup, a kid in danger. But Rex's stare was a command. "Stay here," she told Sophie, but the girl shook her head. "I'm coming." "Rex knows where Dad is." Kate hesitated, then nodded. "Stay close." She keyed her radio. "Dispatch, Riley here. Found a civilian and a dog on Timberline. Possible lead on Ethan Turner heading into the woods. Send backup." Rex led them into the pines, his form a shadow in the snow, Sophie clutching Kate's gloved hand. The forest closed in, branches heavy with ice, the wind a relentless moan. Kate's flashlight swept the ground, catching Rex's tracks, steady despite his limp. 50 yards in, he stopped, pawing at a snowdrift. Kate knelt, brushing aside powder, her breath catching. A military-grade emergency beacon, its strap torn, lay half-buried. The tag read, "Property of Ethan Turner." Sophie gasped, dropping to her knees. "That's Dad's." Kate's pulse surged. Ethan was alive, or had been. She turned to Rex, his fur flecked with frost, eyes fixed on the beacon. "You brought us here, didn't you?" she whispered. His low whine was an answer, a plea. Sophie sobbed, clutching Rex. "He's out there, I know it." Kate's mind raced. Search teams had scoured this area, found nothing. Why now? Her flashlight caught a glint nearby, a scrap of cloth, red, snagged on a root. Not Ethan's gear. Someone else's. "Sophie, did your dad work alone?" Kate asked, voice low. Sophie shook her head. "He trained with Mr. Holt's crew, logging guys." Kate's stomach dropped. Evan Holt, Pine Hollow's timber baron, had been quick to call Ethan's case closed. Too quick. She grabbed the cloth, her gloved fingers tracing a monogram. E.H., Holt's initials. Rex growled, hackles rising, staring deeper into the woods. Kate's radio crackled, but no signal broke through. "We're on our own," she muttered, standing. "Rex, lead!" As Rex pushed forward, Sophie's voice cracked. "Dad said Holt was hiding something. He was scared." Kate's blood chilled. A missing man, a dog's desperate mission, and now Holt's name tied to a clue in the snow. Rex's bark echoed, urgent, pulling them toward a truth buried in the storm. Kate gripped her pistol, Sophie's hand tight in hers. Whatever Rex was leading them to, it wasn't just Ethan. It was a secret someone wanted dead. The blizzard howled, but Rex's resolve burned brighter, a beacon in the dark. The blizzard's grip on Pine Hollow, Montana, tightened, snow swirling like a living thing across Timberline Pass. Officer Kate Riley stood in the sheriff's station, her short blonde hair damp under her cap, police parka shedding flakes onto the worn linoleum. Her hands still tingled from the cold. The memory of Rex, the German shepherd, and Sophie Turner, a 10-year-old girl, blocking her cruiser, vivid. Rex's bloodied paws and Sophie's desperate plea had led Kate to an emergency beacon in the forest, tagged to Ethan Turner, Sophie's missing father. The red cloth with E.H. Evan Holt's initials nagged at her. Holt, the town's logging magnate, had dismissed Ethan's disappearance too fast. Kate's gut screamed foul play. Sophie sat nearby, her brown hair loose under a red scarf, clutching a steaming cocoa mug, her red parka draped over a chair. Rex, 4 years old, black and tan fur still flecked with snow, lay at her feet, his amber eyes tracking every move. His limp was better, but exhaustion weighed him down. Kate knelt, stroking his head. "You're a tough one, Rex," she said softly. He whined, nudging her hand, his loyalty a steady pulse. Sophie's voice was small. "He knew you'd help, Officer Riley." Kate's chest tightened. A kid and a dog had trusted her when no one else did. The station's door swung open, cold air rushing in. Lila Hayes, 38, Kate's friend and a rescue worker, stomped in, her brown hair tied high, orange parka unzipped. "Kate, you're insane going out in that storm," she said, tossing her gloves down. "Sophie, you okay, kid?" Sophie nodded, eyes on Rex. "He found Dad's beacon." Lila's brow furrowed, glancing at Kate. "Ethan Turner." "Search teams gave up yesterday." Kate held up the cloth. "Found this, monogrammed E.H. smells like trouble." Lila whistled low. "Evan Holt? That guy's got half the town on payroll." Footsteps echoed. Tom Bennett, 45, Ethan's old army buddy, entered, his black hair streaked with gray, jacket patched from years fixing cars. His face was grim, eyes flickering to Sophie. "Heard you found something," he said, voice rough. Kate studied him, her cop instincts flaring. Tom had been tight-lipped about Ethan's last days, too quiet for a friend. "Beacon in the woods," she said, holding his gaze. "And this," she showed the cloth. Tom's jaw twitched. "Could be anyone's." Kate leaned in. "Not Holt's?" Tom looked away, uneasy. "Ethan was poking into Holt's logging sites, said they weren't safe." Sophie's mug clattered. "Dad told me Holt was mad at him," she whispered, tears welling. Rex whined, pressing against her leg, his warmth calming her. Kate's heart ached. "What else did he say, Sophie?" The girl's voice shook. "He saw something. Trucks at night, not logging ones. He was gonna tell someone." Kate's blood chilled. Illegal shipments. Holt's empire was built on timber, but whispers of smuggling had surfaced before. Rex's ears perked, his gaze sharp, as if sensing the shift. Lila crossed her arms. "Holt's got pulled, Kate. Sheriff's in his pocket." Kate nodded, her mind racing. The beacon, the cloth, Sophie's story, pieces of a puzzle pointing to Holt. But why target Ethan? Her radio crackled, Sheriff Tate's voice cutting through. Riley, report in. Storm's worsening. Kate keyed it. Found Turner's beacon. Need a team at Timberline. A pause. Holtz here says it's a waste. Stand down. Kate's jaw clenched. No way, Sheriff. I'm following this. She cut the call, defiance burning. Tom shifted, uneasy. Kate, be careful. Ethan got too close to Holt's business. Look where it got him. Kate's eyes narrowed. You know more, Tom. Spill it. He hesitated, glancing at Sophie. Not here. Lila scoffed. Typical Tom. Always dodging. Sophie gripped Rex's fur. Please, Mr. Bennett, help my dad. Rex's low growl backed her up, his presence a quiet force. Tom sighed, defeated. Ethan found a ledger, Holt's off-books deals, hid it before he vanished. Kate's pulse spiked. A ledger, proof of Holt's crimes? Where is it? She demanded. Tom shook his head. Don't know. Ethan didn't trust me with it. Kate's suspicion flared. Tom's half-truths stank of cover-up. Before she could press, the door banged open. Evan Holt, 50, strode in, silver hair slick, leather coat pristine. His smile was all teeth. Officer Riley, heard you're chasing ghosts in the snow, he said, voice smooth. Ethan's gone. Let it go. Kate stood unflinching. Found his beacon, Holt, and your initials. Holt's smile faltered, eyes cold. Coincidence, that dog's leading you nowhere. Rex growled, hackles rising, staring Holt down. Sophie clung to him, defiant. Rex knows Dad's alive. Holt chuckled, but it was forced. Kids and dogs, huh? Cute. He turned to leave, but Kate stepped forward. We're not done, Holt. His gaze hardened. Careful, officer. Storms are dangerous. The door slammed behind him, the threat lingering. Kate's phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. Drop it or the kid's next. Her blood froze. She showed Lila, who cursed. Holt's playing dirty. Sophie's eyes widened. He's gonna hurt Dad. Rex's bark was fierce, a vow to protect. Kate knelt, meeting Sophie's gaze. We'll find him, I swear. But doubt gnawed. Holt's reach. Tom's secrets. A ledger lost in the snow. Rex's steady stare anchored her. He'd led them this far. Whatever Holt was hiding, Kate and Rex would dig it up, storm or no storm. The blizzard's howl battered Pine Hollow, Montana, snow piling against the sheriff's station windows like a living wall. Officer Kate Riley stood in the cramped evidence room, her short blonde hair tucked under a damp cap, police parka unzipped, revealing a badge glinting under flickering lights. Her hands gripped an evidence bag holding a red cloth monogrammed EH, found near Ethan Turner's emergency beacon in the frozen woods. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, and Sophie Turner, a 10-year-old girl, had led her there, their desperate stand in the storm, igniting a fire in Kate's gut. Ethan, Sophie's father, a rescue guide, was missing, and Evan Holt, the town's logging kingpin, was too quick to call him dead. The threatening text, "Drop it, or the kid's next," burned in her mind. Holt's oily smile and Sophie's tearful claim about Ethan's suspicions screamed cover-up. Sophie sat outside, her brown hair loose under a red scarf, clutching Rex's fur. The dog, black and tan coat still dusted with snow, lay vigilant at her feet, his amber eyes tracking the door. His bloodied paws were bandaged, but his resolve was unbroken. Kate's heart ached for them, a kid and her dog fighting for a father the town had written off. She pocketed the cloth, stepping into the main room. Lila Hayes, 38, her friend and a rescue worker, leaned against a desk, brown hair tied high, orange parka slung over a chair. Kate, you're poking a bear, Lila said, voice low. Holt's got the sheriff spooked. Kate's jaw clenched. He's hiding something. Ethan knew it. Tom Bennett, 45, Ethan's old army buddy, hovered nearby, his black hair streaked gray, jacket patched from years fixing cars. His vague hint about a hidden ledger, Ethan's proof of Holt's illegal deals, nagged at Kate. "Tom, you're holding back," she said, eyes narrowing. Tom shifted, uneasy. Ethan didn't trust anyone. "Not even me." Sophie's voice piped up, trembling. "Dad trusted Rex." The dog's ears perked, a low whine backing her words. Kate knelt beside Sophie, softening. "What else did he say about Holt, kid?" Sophie's eyes glistened. "He saw trucks at Holt's site, not for logs." At night. Kate's pulse spiked. Smuggling, Holt's logging empire, was a perfect front. She glanced at Lila. "That's why Ethan vanished." Lila nodded, grim. "Holt's got muscle." "Watch your back," Rex growled, sensing the tension, his gaze fixed on the door. Before Kate could respond, it swung open. Sheriff Tate, 50, stomping in, his badge dulled by snow. "Riley, you're off the Turner case," he barked, face hard. "Holt's pressing charges, trespassing on his land." Kate stood, defiant. "I found Ethan's beacon, Sheriff, and Holt's initials." Tate's eyes flickered. "Coincidence. Stand down." Sophie jumped up, clutching Rex. "You can't." "Dad's alive!" Rex barked, loud and fierce, his presence a challenge. Tate sighed, softening. "Kid, I'm sorry, but—" Kate cut him off, holding up the evidence bag. "This isn't nothing. Holt's dirty." Tate's jaw tightened. "No proof, Riley." "Drop it." He turned away, but Kate's voice was steel. "Not happening." Lila grabbed her arm, whispering, "Kate, he's scared. Holt owns half the town." Kate's eyes blazed. "Not me." Her phone buzzed, a call from the vet, Dr. Cole. "Officer Riley, Rex needs rest," she said, voice clipped. "He's dehydrated, paws torn. Bring Sophie to see him." Kate's chest tightened. "He's okay?" Cole paused. "Tough as nails, but he's been through hell. Hurry." Kate hung up, guilt gnawing. Rex had led them to the beacon, nearly collapsing. She looked at Sophie. "Let's check on Rex, kid." Sophie nodded, gripping Rex's leash. Lila grabbed her parka. "I'm coming. This town's getting uglier." Outside, the storm raged, snow stinging Kate's face as they piled into her SUV. Rex jumped in back, his warmth calming Sophie. The vet clinic was a 10-minute drive, but visibility was near zero. Kate's headlights caught a glint on the road, a black pickup, idling, no plates. Her gut twisted. "Lila, see that?" Lila squinted. "Holt's men." Kate gripped the wheel. "Maybe." The pickup peeled out, vanishing into the snow. Sophie's voice shook. "They're following us, aren't they?" Rex growled, hackles up, staring into the dark. Kate floored it, the clinic's lights a faint beacon. Inside, Dr. Cole, 50, greeted them, her salt and pepper hair neat, lab coat crisp. Rex limped to a padded bed, Sophie kneeling beside him. "You're so brave," she whispered, tears falling. Rex licked her hand, his eyes steady. Cole checked his bandages. "He'll recover, but he needs rest." Kate nodded, but her mind was elsewhere. She pulled Lila aside. "That pickup, it's no coincidence." Lila's eyes widened. "Holt's shutting us down." Sophie's gasp cut through. "Officer Riley, look!" She pointed to Rex's collar, a small metal tag glinting under the light. Kate knelt, prying it free. A microchip, etched with ETO, Ethan Turner. Her heart raced. "This isn't standard," she muttered, showing Cole. The vet frowned. "Looks custom. Could be a tracker," Lila cursed. Ethan hid something on Rex. Kate's mind spun. The ledger Tom mentioned. Could it be digital? She pocketed the chip, resolve hardening. "We're cracking this." The clinic door banged open. Clara Holt, 47, Evan's wife, stepped in, Her blonde curls perfect, sweater pristine, but her eyes were red, panicked. "Kate, I need to talk," she said, voice trembling. Kate tensed, hand on her holster. "Here? Now?" Clara glanced at Sophie, then whispered, "Evan's lying about Ethan. I found papers, trucks, payments, not for logs." Kate's blood froze. "Why tell me?" Clara's voice broke. "I didn't know he'd hurt a kid's dad." Sophie clutched Rex, gasping. "You knew?" Rex's growl rumbled low and fierce, his stance protective. Clara flinched. "I'm sorry, Sophie. I want to help." Kate's instincts screamed trap, but Clara's fear felt real. "Show me the papers," she demanded. Clara nodded, pulling a folded page from her purse. Dates, sums, coded names. Kate scanned it, heart pounding. One name stood out. R.S., not Holt. Someone bigger. "Who's R.S.?" she asked, sharp. Clara shook her head. "I don't know. Evan's scared of them." Lila grabbed the page. "This is dynamite, Kate." A crash outside shattered the moment. Glass breaking, tires screeching. Kate drew her pistol, rushing to the window. The black pickup was back, its driver gone, a brick through the clinic's sign. Sophie screamed, clinging to Rex, who barked, fierce and ready. Kate's phone buzzed. Another text. Last warning. Her blood boiled. Holt, or R.S., was closing in, but Rex's unwavering gaze fueled her. "We're not stopping," she told Sophie, voice firm. The storm roared, but Rex's mission was clear, and Kate was all in. The snowstorm raged outside Pine Hollow's veterinary clinic, Montana's Timberline Pass, swallowed by a relentless whiteout. Officer Kate Riley stood by the shattered front window, her short blonde hair tucked under a wool cap, police parka unzipped, her badge catching the clinic's harsh, fluorescent glow. Her pistol was drawn, heart pounding from the brick that had crashed through moments ago, a black pickup's taillights vanishing into the blizzard. The threatening text, "Last warning," burned in her mind, alongside Clara Holt's trembling confession about her husband Evan's lies. Rex, the 4-year-old German Shepherd, had led Kate and 10-year-old Sophie Turner to Ethan Turner's emergency beacon, sparking a hunt for the missing rescue guide. A microchip on Rex's collar, etched with E.T., hinted at a hidden ledger exposing Holt's illegal deals. Clara's papers, dates, payments, a coded R.S., pointed to a conspiracy deeper than Holt's logging empire. Sophie clutched Rex's leash, her brown hair loose under a red scarf, red parka slung over a chair. Rex, black and tan fur patched with bandages, stood vigilant beside her, his amber eyes locked on the door, a low growl rumbling. His bloodied paws were healing, but his spirit was unbroken. Kate's chest ached for them, a kid and her dog, fighting for a father Pine Hollow had abandoned. Lila Hayes, 38, her rescue worker friend, paced nearby. Brown hair tied high, orange parka zipped. "Kate, that brick's Holt's doing," she hissed, clutching Clara's papers. "Or this R.S. guy." "S guy." Kate nodded, jaw tight. "We're getting too close." Clara Holt, 47, stood frozen, blonde curls frayed, sweater clutched tight, her face pale with guilt. "I didn't know they'd go this far," she whispered, eyes darting to Sophie. "Evan's out of control," Sophie's voice cracked, gripping Rex. "You let them hurt my dad." Rex's growl deepened, his stance protective, making Clara flinch. Kate stepped between them, voice sharp. "Clara, what else is in those papers?" Clara's hands shook, pulling another page, a map of Holt's logging site marked with night runs. "Trucks, not for logs," she said, voice low. "Evan hid it from me." Kate's pulse surged, smuggling just as Sophie had said. "Where's the ledger Ethan found?" she demanded. Clara's eyes widened. "I don't know." "Evan burned his office files last week." Lila scoffed. "Convenient." Rex's ears twitched, his nose sniffing the air, alerting to something outside. Kate spun, peering into the snow. Headlights flashed, a truck, not the black one, pulling into the lot. Tom Bennett, 45, Ethan's army buddy, stepped out, black hair snow-dusted, jacket patched. His face was grim, eyes flickering to Clara. "Heard about the brick," he said, voice rough. "Holt's men?" Kate's suspicion flared. Tom's vague hints about Ethan's ledger stank of secrets. "You tell me, Tom," she said, holding up the microchip. "This was on Rex. Ethan's." "What's it hiding?" Tom's jaw twitched. "Didn't know about that. Ethan was paranoid, hid stuff." Sophie's voice shook. "You were Dad's friend. Why didn't you help?" Rex barked, sharp, backing her up, his presence a quiet force. Tom sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I tried, kid. Holt's got eyes everywhere." The clinic door creaked. Doctor Cole, 50, salt and pepper hair neat, lab coat crisp, stepped in. "Rex needs rest," she said, eyeing the chaos. "Take him to the back." Kate nodded, but her mind raced. She handed Sophie the leash. "Stay with Dr. Cole, kid." Sophie hesitated, tears falling. "Don't let them hurt Rex." Kate knelt, meeting her eyes. "I won't. Promise." Rex nudged Sophie, his warmth calming her, then followed the vet, limping but proud. Kate turned to Clara. "You're coming with us. We're checking Holt's site." Clara paled. "It's too dangerous." Lila grabbed her arm. "You started this, lady. Move." Tom stepped forward. "I know the site. Back trails, hidden sheds. I'll guide you." Kate's eyes narrowed. "Why now, Tom?" He met her gaze, steady. "For Ethan. I owe him." Kate didn't trust him fully, but his guilt felt real. "Fine. Lead." They piled into Kate's SUV, Clara in back, Lila shotgun, Tom giving directions. The storm battered the vehicle, visibility near zero. Kate's headlights caught a glint, a camera mounted on a pine, its lens trained on the road. "Lila, see that?" she hissed. Lila nodded, grim. "Holt's watching." Kate's grip tightened. "Or RS." Clara's voice trembled. "Evan's paranoid about cameras." "Says someone's always watching him." Tom frowned. "Not Ethan's style. Too high-tech." Kate's gut twisted. "A bigger player?" The logging site loomed, its cranes dark silhouettes in the snow. Tom pointed to a side trail. "Shed's that way. Off-book stuff." Kate parked, cutting the engine. "Stay sharp," she said, pistol drawn. Rex's absence gnawed. She needed his instincts. They trekked through knee-deep snow, the shed's rusted door barely visible. Lila pried it open, flashlight sweeping. Inside, crates stacked high, some marked hazardous. Kate's heart raced. "Not lumber," she muttered, cracking a crate. Metal canisters, unlabeled. Lila whistled. "Chemicals? Drugs?" Clara gasped. "Evan never told me." A shadow moved outside. Kate spun, shoving Clara behind a crate. "Down!" she hissed. A man in black, rifle raised, stepped into the doorway. Tom tackled him, the gun skittering across the floor. "Who sent you?" Kate shouted, pinning him. The man spat, bloodied. "You're dead, cop." Lila zip-tied him, cursing. "Holt's goon?" Kate shook her head, finding a burner phone in his pocket. One call to RS. Not Holt. Someone bigger. Clara sobbed. "I didn't know." The shed's radio crackled. Sheriff Tate's voice. "Riley, report. Holt's filing for Sophie's custody. Says she's unstable." Kate's blood froze. "Custody?" Lila's eyes widened. "He's isolating her." Kate grabbed the burner, heart pounding. "We're out of time." She turned to Tom. "Where's the ledger?" Tom's face hardened. "Ethan hid it in a cabin, North Ridge. Rex knows." Kate's mind spun. Rex, the key all along. A gunshot rang out. Another man firing from the trees. Kate dove, returning fire, the bullet grazing her arm. Pain seared, but she stood defiant. Clara screamed, scrambling for cover. "Evan's not worth this," she cried, pulling a key from her pocket. "His safe at our house. More proof." Kate's jaw dropped, Clara turning against Holt fully. "Why now?" she demanded, dodging another shot. Clara's voice broke. "Sophie's eyes, like my daughter's, before she left." Lila fired, dropping the shooter. "Nice shot," Kate panted, blood trickling. Tom grabbed the key. "I'll get it." "Go for the cabin." Kate nodded, trust flickering. Rex was waiting, and Pine Hollow's secrets were unraveling, bullet by bullet. The blizzard roared over Pine Hollow, Montana, burying Timberline Pass in a relentless curtain of snow. Officer Kate Riley clutched the wheel of her patrol SUV, her short blonde hair matted under a wool cap, police parka slick with ice. Blood trickled from a graze on her arm, the sting sharp after a firefight at Evan Holt's logging shed. Rex, the 4-year-old German Shepherd, and 10-year-old Sophie Turner had sparked this hunt, their desperate stand in the storm leading Kate to Ethan Turner's emergency beacon. Clara Holt's betrayal of her husband, Evan, had exposed his smuggling, chemicals, not logs, hidden in crates, with a coded RS pulling the strings. A microchip on Rex's collar hinted at Ethan's ledger, proof of Holt's crimes, hidden in a Northridge cabin. Now, Holt was after Sophie, filing for her custody to silence her, and Kate's latest threat, last warning, meant time was running out. Lila Hayes, 38, sat shotgun, her brown hair tied high, orange rescue parka unzipped, clutching a burner phone taken from Holt's gunman. "Kate, you're bleeding," she said, voice tense. "We need a medic." Kate shook her head, eyes on the snow-choked road. "Not till we get to Rex." Sophie huddled in the back, her brown hair loose under a red scarf, gripping a map from Clara's papers, marked with North Cabin. Rex lay beside her, black and tan fur patched with bandages, his amber eyes steady despite torn paws. Sophie's voice trembled. "He'll find Dad, right?" Rex whined, nudging her hand, his loyalty a quiet fire. Kate's heart ached. "He will, kid. Rex doesn't quit." Clara Holt, 47, sat rigid beside Sophie, blonde curls frayed, sweater trembling. "Evan's safe has more," she whispered, clutching the key she'd given Kate. "I didn't know he'd hurt Ethan." Sophie's eyes blazed. "You let him," Rex growled, low and fierce, his presence shielding Sophie. Kate glanced back, sharp. "Clara, no more surprises. What's in the safe?" Clara's voice cracked. "Contracts, payments to RS. Evan's terrified of him." Lila scoffed, waving the burner. "This RS guy's running the show. Holt's just muscle." Kate's radio crackled. "Sheriff Tate." "Riley, Holt's at the station, screaming about Sophie," he said, voice strained. "Says you're endangering her." Kate's jaw clenched. "He's covering his ass, Sheriff." "We found chemicals at his shed." Tate paused. "No warrant, Kate. You're on thin ice." She slammed the radio down. "He's stalling." Lila's eyes narrowed. "Holt's buying time for RS." Kate nodded, her arm throbbing. The cabin was their shot. Rex knew the way, and Ethan's ledger was the key to Holt's downfall. The SUV skidded onto a forest trail, snowdrifts swallowing the tires. Sophie unfolded the map. "Dad's cabin's a mile up," she said, voice steadying. Rex's ears perked, his nose twitching, sensing the path. Kate's headlights caught a glint, a tripwire stretched across the trail. "Hold on!" she yelled, swerving. The SUV fishtailed, grazing a pine. Lila cursed. "Traps!" "Holt's desperate." Clara gasped. "He never told me." Kate's blood boiled. "You sure about that?" Clara sobbed, shaking her head. "I swear." They abandoned the SUV, trekking through knee-deep snow. Rex led, limping but resolute, his barks cutting through the storm. Sophie clung to his leash, Kate's flashlight sweeping the trees. Lila carried a first aid kit, patching Kate's arm on the move. "You're stubborn, Riley," she muttered. Kate grinned, grim. "Learn from Rex." The dog paused, sniffing a snowdrift, then pawed frantically. Kate knelt, uncovering a torn backpack. Ethan's, with a bloodied glove inside. Sophie stifled a sob. "Dad's hurt!" Rex's whine was urgent, pushing forward. A gunshot cracked, snow exploding near Kate's boots. "Down!" she shouted, shoving Sophie behind a tree. Rex barked, fierce, shielding Sophie, his growl a warning. Lila drew her sidearm, scanning the dark. Clara screamed, cowering. "They're here!" Kate returned fire, bullets sparking off pines. 2 men in black emerged, rifles raised. Kate hit one in the shoulder, dropping him. Lila tackled the other, zip-tying his wrists. "Who sent you?" Kate demanded, pistol to his head. The man spat, bloodied. "You'll never touch RS." Kate's heart raced, not Holt. RS was hunting them. Clara scrambled up, voice shrill. "I didn't know." Sophie's eyes blazed, clutching Rex. "You're lying." Rex's growl deepened, his stance unwavering. Kate grabbed Clara's arm. "Last chance. What's RS hiding?" Clara's tears fell. "A pipeline, chemicals, illegal." Ethan saw it. Lila's jaw dropped. "That's why they want the ledger." Kate pocketed the man's burner, another call to RS. "We're close," she said, voice hard. "Rex, lead." The cabin loomed, a dark silhouette against the storm. Rex barked, circling its door, nose low. Kate kicked it open, pistol raised. Inside, the air was stale, a single lantern flickering. A cot held a blood-stained blanket, but no Ethan. Sophie's voice broke. "Dad!" Rex whined, pawing a loose floorboard. Kate pried it up, revealing a locked box, Ethan's initials carved on it. Her heart pounded. "The ledger?" Lila's flashlight swept the room, catching a glint. A hidden camera, lens trained on the cot. "They're watching," she hissed. Clara's gasp cut through. "That's not Evans!" Kate's blood froze. RS had eyes here. She grabbed the box, but headlights flashed outside. A black truck, the same from the clinic. "They found us!" Lila yelled, firing a warning shot. Sophie clung to Rex, sobbing. "They'll kill Dad!" Rex's bark was a war cry, his body shielding her. Kate's arm burned, but her resolve was iron. "We're getting out," she said, smashing the camera. Clara's voice shook. "There's a back trail, Evans' escape route." Kate's eyes narrowed. "You knew this place?" Clara nodded, guilt heavy. "Ethan showed me before." A bullet shattered the window, glass raining. Kate dove, pulling Sophie down. "Move!" she shouted, firing back. Lila dragged Clara to the back door. Tom's absence nagged. Where was he? Rex led, barks guiding them into the storm, the box heavy in Kate's hands. The truck's engine roared, closing in. Sophie's tears fell, but her voice was fierce. "Rex won't let them win!" Kate's heart swelled. Rex's courage fueled them all. The ledger was their weapon, but RS was out there, and Pine Hollow's shadows were deepening. Kate's blood dripped into the snow, a vow to end this, for Sophie, for Ethan, for Rex. The blizzard tore through Pine Hollow, Montana, a relentless beast swallowing Timberline Pass in icy chaos. Officer Kate Riley stumbled down a hidden trail, her short blonde hair plastered under a soaked wool cap, police parka torn, blood seeping from a graze on her arm. She clutched a locked box, carved with Ethan Turner's initials, ripped from a cabin floor moments ago. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, led the charge, his black and tan fur dusted with snow, bandaged paws pounding despite pain. 10-year-old Sophie Turner gripped his leash, brown hair whipping under a red scarf, her red parka flapping as she ran. Lila Hayes, 38, brown hair tied high, orange rescue parka flapping, guarded their rear, pistol drawn. Clara Holt, 47, blonde curls matted, sweater drenched, staggered behind, her betrayal of her husband, Evan Holt, fueling their escape. Gunshots from Holt's men, or RS, echoed. The black truck's roar closing in. Rex's barks cut through the storm, guiding them to safety. His mission to save Ethan, Sophie's missing father, unwavering. Kate's arm burned, but her resolve was steel. The box held Ethan's ledger, proof of Holt's smuggling, chemicals, not logs, tied to a mysterious RS who'd ordered Ethan's death. Clara's papers and a microchip on Rex's collar had exposed the plot, but Holt's custody grab for Sophie and the threats, last warning, meant RS was hunting them. Sophie's voice shook, clutching Rex. "They're gonna get us!" Rex's growl was fierce, his body shielding her. Kate knelt, meeting her eyes. "Not while Rex is here, kid." Lila fired a shot into the dark, slowing their pursuers. "Move, Kate! Trail's narrowing," Clara sobbed, tripping. "I didn't know Evan's men would shoot." Kate hauled her up sharp. "Save it, Clara. Keep up." The trail twisted, pines looming like sentinels. Rex's nose stayed low, barks urgent, leading to a ravine where snowdrifts hid jagged rocks. Kate's flashlight swept the path, catching a glint, a tripwire. "Stop!" she yelled, pulling Sophie back. Rex froze, hackles up, snarling at the trap. Lila cursed. "Another one!" RS is thorough. Kate disarmed it, her hand steady despite the pain. "They knew we'd come." Clara's voice trembled. "Evan's been to this cabin. He planned for Ethan." Sophie's eyes blazed. "You helped him!" Rex's bark was a warning, his loyalty anchoring her. Kate's jaw clenched. "Clara, what else?" Clara's tears fell. "A safe house. Below the ridge. Evan's fallback." Kate's pulse spiked. A safe house? Ethan could be there. "Rex, find it," she urged. The dog bolted, his limp fading in his drive, barks echoing. Sophie ran, leash taut. "He knows Dad's close." Lila covered their flank, scanning the trees. "Kate, we're exposed." Headlights flashed behind, the truck's engine roaring. Kate fired, shattering a headlight, buying time. "Go!" The ravine sloped down, the safe house, a low, snow-covered bunker, emerging in the dark. Rex pawed the steel door, barking fiercely. Kate shoved it open, pistol raised, heart pounding. Inside, the air was stale, a single bulb flickering. Ethan Turner lay on a cot, pale, leg broken, blood crusted on his shirt. Sophie screamed, rushing to him. "Dad!" Rex leaped, licking Ethan's hand, his whine a mix of relief and urgency. Kate checked his pulse, weak but alive. "He's hypothermic," she said, tearing open Lila's first aid kit. Clara stood frozen, guilt etched on her face. "I didn't know he was here," Lila snapped, bandaging Ethan. "Bullshit, Clara!" Sophie clung to Ethan, sobbing. "Wake up, Dad!" Rex pressed against her, his warmth steadying her. Kate's flashlight swept the bunker, landing on a laptop, screen glowing. She opened it, files loading, ledgers, shipments, payments to RS, coded as Robert Steele, a corporate exec. "Got it," Kate breathed, heart racing. "Steele's the puppet master." Lila's eyes widened. "That's why Holt's scared." A file labeled Turner showed a hit order. Ethan's name signed RS. Kate's blood boiled. "They tried to kill him." Sophie's voice broke. "For what?" Kate knelt, gripping her shoulder. "Truth, kid. Your dad found their pipeline scam. A crash shook the door, Holt's men ramming it. Open up, Riley, a voice bellowed. Kate barred the door, pistol ready. Lila dragged crates to block it. We're trapped, Clara's voice rose. There's a tunnel. Evan's exit. Kate spun. You knew this too? Clara nodded, tears streaming. I'm sorry. I want to help Sophie. Kate didn't trust her, but the tunnel was their shot. Rex barked, nose at a trap door, pawing frantically. Kate pried it open, a dark shaft descending. Lila, take Ethan, she ordered. Lila and Clara lifted him, groaning under his weight. Gunshots pounded the door, metal buckling. Sophie clung to Rex, eyes wide. They'll kill us! Kate's voice was fierce. Not today. She fired through the door, slowing the assault. Rex led, barks guiding them into the tunnel, its walls slick with ice. Kate's arm throbbed, blood dripping, but she pushed Sophie ahead. Lila grunted, carrying Ethan. He's heavy, Kate. Clara's voice shook. Evan's men won't stop. Kate snapped. Then help us, Clara. The tunnel narrowed, air freezing. Rex's barks echoed, a beacon in the dark. A voice shouted behind. Tom Bennett, Ethan's friend. Kate, it's me! Kate spun, pistol raised. Tom, where the hell were you? Tom emerged, jacket torn, face bloodied. Got Holt safe. Files matched the ledger. He held a USB, panting. Steele's in Lincoln. Feds are moving. Kate's jaw dropped. Tom redeeming himself? Why didn't you tell me? Tom's eyes dropped. I was scared. Holt threatened my family. Sophie's voice softened. You're helping Dad now? Rex's whine backed her, his trust in Tom flickering. Tom nodded, grim. For Ethan, the door above crashed open, boots pounding. Tunnel! A gunman yelled. Kate fired, collapsing the entrance, rocks sealing them in. Move! She shouted, shoving Sophie. Rex's barks led to a grate, snow visible beyond. Lila kicked it open, cold air rushing in. They emerged on a ridge, Ethan groaning, alive. Kate's phone buzzed. A text from RS. You'll burn for this. Her blood froze. Steele knows, she whispered. Lila's eyes blazed, starting a live stream. Pine Hollow, it's Lila. Holt and Steele tried to kill Ethan Turner. Rex saved him. Views surged, comments roaring. Go, Rex. Take 'em down. Kate clutched the box, Rex at her side, his bark a vow. Sophie hugged Ethan, tears falling. You did it, Rex, Clara's voice broke. I'll testify against Evan, Steele, all of them. Kate's trust wavered, but Clara's guilt was raw. The storm howled, but Rex's courage lit the way. Steele was out there, and Pine Hollow's fight was far from over. The blizzard's fury lashed Pine Hollow, Montana, snow-whipping Timberline Pass into a frozen maelstrom. Officer Kate Riley crouched on a rocky ridge, her short blonde hair plastered under a soaked wool cap, police parka torn, blood crusted on her grazed arm. She gripped a locked box, carved with Ethan Turner's initials, its contents, his ledger, proof of Evan Holt's chemical smuggling ring, masterminded by a shadowy Robert Steele. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, stood firm beside her, black and tan fur flecked with ice, bandaged paws steady despite his ordeal. 10-year-old Sophie Turner clung to Rex's leash, brown hair tangled under a red scarf, red parka flapping, her eyes fixed on her father, Ethan, barely conscious on a makeshift stretcher. Lila Hayes, 38, brown hair tied high, orange rescue parka slick, supported Ethan's head, her live stream exposing Holt and Steele to Pine Hollow's outraged viewers. Clara Holt, 47, blonde curls matted, sweater drenched, vowed to testify against her husband, her guilt raw after leading them through a tunnel to escape Holt's gunman. The storm raged, but Rex's barks had guided them here, Ethan alive, the ledger in hand. Kate's arm throbbed, her breath fogging. "We need to move," she said, voice hoarse. Sophie's voice trembled, clutching Rex. "Dad's too weak," Ethan groaned, his broken leg splinted, face pale. "Sophie, safe," Rex whined, licking his hand, his loyalty a lifeline. Lila checked her phone, live stream comments surging. "Save Ethan. Rex is a hero." "Pine Hollow's with us," she said, grim. "But Steele's men are close." Clara's eyes darted, panicked. "They'll kill us all," Kate snapped, pistol drawn. "Not if we get to town first." Rex's growl rumbled, sensing danger in the dark. Headlights pierced the snow, a black truck, Holt's men, roaring up the ridge. "Go!" Kate shouted, shoving Sophie toward a trail. Rex led, bark sharp, navigating the icy path. Lila and Clara dragged Ethan's stretcher, grunting under his weight. Kate fired, shattering the truck's windshield, slowing their pursuers. Bullets sparked off rocks, one grazing Lila's shoulder. "Damn it!" she hissed, blood seeping, but kept moving. Sophie sobbed, gripping Rex. "They're gonna get Dad." Rex's bark was fierce, his body a shield, urging her on. Kate's heart pounded. "Keep running, Sophie. Rex has got you." The trail sloped toward town, Pine Hollow's lights faint through the storm. Kate's radio crackled. Sheriff Tate. "Riley, feds are inbound," he said, voice tense. "Holt's in custody, but his men are loose." Kate keyed back, panting. "Got Ethan, Ledger, and Steele's name. Send back up to the South Trail." Tate paused. "Steele." "Jesus, Kate, you're in deep." She cut the call, fury burning. Steele, the corporate exec behind Ethan's hit, was untouchable, until now. Clara's voice shook. "Steele's got people in the feds. Evan warned me," Lila scoffed, wincing. "Great. We're screwed." Rex halted, ears twitching, sniffing a snowbank. Kate knelt, brushing aside powder. A hidden cache, packed with burner phones and a laptop. "Steele's backup plan," she muttered, grabbing the laptop. Sophie's eyes widened. "Is that Dad's?" Rex's whine confirmed it, his nose nudging the bag. Kate's pulse spiked. More proof. Lila's live stream panned to the find. "Pine Hollow. We've got Steele's dirty laundry." Comments exploded. "Bust him." Rex rules. Clara's face paled. "They'll kill us for that." Kate stood, resolute. "Let 'em try." A gunshot cracked, snow erupting near Sophie. Kate dove, pulling her behind a boulder. Rex snarled, lunging at a gunman emerging from the trees, teeth sinking into his arm. The man screamed, rifle dropping. Lila zip-tied him, blood dripping from her shoulder. "Who's paying you?" Kate demanded, pistol to his head. He spat, defiant. "Steele's got eyes everywhere." Kate's blood froze. She glanced at Clara. "You knew?" Clara shook her head, sobbing. "No, Evan said Steele watches everyone." Sophie clung to Rex, trembling. "He's like a ghost." Headlights flashed. Another truck, closing fast. Kate's mind raced. "Lila, get Ethan to town." Lila nodded, dragging the stretcher with Clara. "Don't die, Riley." Sophie refused to move, gripping Rex. "I'm staying." Kate's voice was fierce. "Go with Lila, Sophie." "Rex and I've got this." Rex's bark backed her, his eyes locked on Sophie, urging her to safety. Tears fell, but Sophie obeyed, running after Lila. Kate faced the truck, Rex at her side, the box tucked under her arm. "Ready, boy?" Rex's growl was a vow, his strength fueling her. The truck stopped, 3 men piling out, rifles raised. Kate fired, dropping one, but a bullet grazed her leg, pain searing. She stumbled, Rex leaping, tackling another gunman, his barks a war cry. The third aimed at Rex, but a shot rang out. Tom Bennett, 45, black hair snow-dusted, jacket torn, firing from the trees. "Get down, Kate," he yelled, dropping the man. Kate staggered, blood soaking her jeans. "Tom, you're late." Tom rushed over, grim. "Got Holt's safe files. Steele's in Lincoln, feds closing in." He showed a USB matching Clara's. Kate's jaw dropped. "You had this?" Tom's eyes darkened. "Ethan trusted me to hide it. I was scared. Holt threatened my kid." Rex's whine softened, his trust in Tom flickering. Kate clutched the box, pain fading under resolve. "We're ending this." Tom nodded, helping her stand. "Feds are at the station." "Let's move." Rex barked, leading down the trail, his limp barely slowing him. Pine Hollow's lights grew brighter, the storm's roar fading. Lila's live stream buzzed, capturing their fight. Rex saves the day. Steele's toast. A new voice shouted. Sheriff Tate, with feds, emerging from the snow. "Riley, drop your weapon." Kate froze, pistol raised, Tom tensing. "Tate, we've got Ethan the Ledger," she yelled. A Fed, badge flashing, stepped forward. "Hand it over, officer." Kate's gut screamed trap. Rex growled, hackles up, staring at the Fed, his coat monogrammed RS. Kate's blood chilled. "Steele," she hissed, aiming. The Fed smirked, but Tate cuffed him, face hard. "You're done, Steele." Kate's jaw dropped, Tate breaking Holt's hold. Lila rushed up. Ethan stable, Sophie safe. "You got him," she panted, streaming. Sophie hugged Rex, tears falling. "You saved Dad!" Rex's bark was triumphant, his mission complete. Clara collapsed, sobbing. "I'll tell everything." Kate handed the box to Tate, pain crashing. "Get Ethan to a hospital," she said, sinking to her knees. Rex pressed against her, his warmth a lifeline. Pine Hollow roared online. "Rex for president." Kate's eyes met Sophie's, a vow sealed. Steele was down, but his network lingered. Rex had won this fight, and Kate was ready for the next. The morning sun pierced the thinning clouds over Pine Hollow, Montana, casting a soft glow on Timberline Pass, where the blizzard's wrath had finally eased. Officer Kate Riley stood in the town square, her short blonde hair loose under a clean cap, a fresh police parka replacing her torn one, the graze on her arm, now a faint scar. Her leg still ached from a bullet's kiss, but her heart was steady, buoyed by victory. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, sat tall beside her, black and tan fur gleaming, bandaged paws healing, his amber eyes bright with quiet pride. 10-year-old Sophie Turner clung to his leash, brown hair neat under a red scarf, her red parka swapped for a sweater, joy radiating as she glanced at her father, Ethan, alive and recovering in the clinic. Evan Holt and Robert Steele were in federal custody, their chemical smuggling ring exposed by Ethan's ledger, Clara Holt's turn, and Lila's viral live streams shattered. Rex's stand in the storm had saved Ethan and sparked justice, but a lingering threat, a burner phone's unknown contact, kept Kate vigilant. Lila Hayes, 38, brown hair tied high, stood nearby, orange rescue parka slung over her arm, phone buzzing with live stream comments. "Rex is king. Pine Hollow's proud." "Kate, you're a legend," she said, grinning. Kate shook her head, stroking Rex's fur. "It's all him." Sophie hugged Rex, her voice soft. "You brought Dad back." Rex licked her hand, his warmth a vow kept. Ethan, on crutches, approached, his face pale but strong. "Officer Riley, I owe you everything," he said, voice rough. Kate met his eyes. "Thank Rex. He never gave up." Ethan knelt, ruffling Rex's ears. "Good boy." The square buzzed with locals, banners reading "Honor Rex" fluttering above. A stage held a podium, The town council prepping a ceremony. Clara Holt, 47, blonde curls pinned, sweater modest, stood at the crowd's edge, her testimony sealing Holt and Steele's fate. Her guilt lingered, but her choice to help Sophie had earned a sliver of redemption. Tom Bennett, 45, black hair combed, jacket clean, joined them, his role in securing Holt's safe files, mending his secrecy about Ethan. "Town's different now," he said, voice low. Kate nodded, pride swelling. "Because of Rex." Sheriff Tate, 50, badge shining, took the podium. "Pine Hollow, we're here for Ethan Turner, his daughter Sophie, and their dog Rex," he boomed. They exposed a crime that could have broken us. The crowd cheered, kids waving Team Rex signs, Sophie beaming. Tate handed Kate a plaque. "Pine Hollow Hero Award." She accepted, voice clear. "Rex saw the truth when we didn't. He fought for Ethan, for Sophie, for us. This is his." She knelt, pinning the plaque to Rex's collar. He barked proud, the crowd roaring, some wiping tears. Sophie giggled, hugging him. "You're famous, Rex," Lila streamed, her voice warm. "Folks, Rex is a legend." "Show him love." Comments surged. "Best dog ever." "Kate's our hero." A reporter approached. "Officer Riley, how's it feel?" Kate smiled, Sophie at her side. "Grateful." "Rex gave us hope." The reporter nodded. "Message for Pine Hollow?" Kate's eyes swept the crowd. "Trust loyalty." "Fight for family." Rex did. Applause erupted. Phones recording, the moment spreading online. Ethan clapped Sophie's shoulder. "Your mom'd be proud, kid." Sophie's eyes glistened, stroking Rex. "She sent Rex to us." Clara stepped forward, head low. "Kate, Sophie, I'm so sorry," she said, voice cracking. "I was blind to Evan's evil." Sophie's gaze softened. "You helped Dad. That's something." Rex's tail flicked, his trust in Clara tentative but real. Kate nodded, forgiving but firm. "Keep doing right, Clara." The woman's tears fell, a weight lifting. "I will." Tom joined them, handing Kate a file. "Feds found Steele's offshore accounts," he said. "More names. Big ones." Kate's pulse quickened. "The burner contact?" Tom shook his head. "Still dark. Someone's out there." A commotion stirred at the square's edge. Kate turned, hand on her holster, Rex's ears perking. A woman, 40s, sleek black hair, tailored coat, pushed through, flanked by a deputy. "That's Diane Voss," Lila muttered, tensing. "Steele's lawyer." "Bad news," Voss's voice carried, sharp. "Sheriff Tate, I'm filing for Steele's bail. Your evidence is flimsy." The crowd murmured, anger rising. Kate stepped forward, furious. "Flimsy? We've got ledgers, files, Clara's testimony." Voss smirked. "Hearsay, officer. Steele's untouchable." Rex growled, hackles up, staring Voss down, his instincts razor sharp. Sophie clutched Rex, voice fierce. "You can't let him go." Tate's face hardened, badge flashing. "Voss, we've got enough to bury Steele." Voss's eyes gleamed. "We'll see." She turned, but Kate's shout stopped her. "Who's paying you?" Voss paused, smirking. "Ask your dog." Rex's bark was a challenge, his presence electric. Lila whispered, "Kate, she's stalling." Kate's gut screamed trap. "Rex, search," she said low. The dog bolted, nose low, weaving through the crowd, stopping at a parked van. He pawed the door, barking furiously. Kate sprinted over, Tate following, ripping the door open. Inside, a man in a suit, 50s, bald, scrambled to hide a laptop. "Freeze!" Kate yelled, pistol drawn. Tate cuffed him, face grim. "Councilman Reed," he muttered. "Steele's partner." Kate's jaw dropped. Reed, a Pine Hollow elite, was RS's ally. The laptop glowed, files linking Reed to Steele's pipeline, a hit list with Ethan's name. Lila streamed, voice sharp. Pine Hollow, Councilman Reed's dirty. Rex sniffed him out. Comments roared. Go, Rex. Bust 'em all. Sophie ran up, hugging Rex. You did it, Reed spat, cuffed. You'll pay, Riley. Kate's eyes blazed. Tell it to Rex. Tate hauled him away, the crowd cheering, Sophie's laughter ringing. Clara approached, voice soft. I found Reed's name in Evan's safe, didn't know he was here. Kate's trust in her grew. You're helping now. Her phone buzzed. Dr. Cole. Kate, Rex's paws are healing fast, she said, warm. He's ready for action. Kate smiled, tears pricking. Good, we need him. Ethan hobbled over, Sophie at his side. Kate, you saved us, he said, voice thick. Sophie hugged Rex, beaming. He's our hero. Rex's bark was triumphant, his mission etched in Pine Hollow's heart. Lila ended the stream, grinning. Town's throwing Rex a parade. Kate knelt, ruffling Rex's fur. You changed us, boy. The square pulsed with life, but Reed's arrest sparked a new fear. Steele's network ran deep. Rex's gaze was steady, ready for the next fight, and Kate's resolve matched his, a vow to protect Pine Hollow, no matter the cost. The late afternoon sun bathed Pine Hollow, Montana, in a golden warmth, melting the last traces of the blizzard that had gripped Timberline Pass. Officer Kate Riley stood on a wooden stage in the town's community center, her short blonde hair loose, a clean police parka open over a sweater, the scars on her arm and leg faint reminders of the fight. Her heart swelled with quiet pride, anchored by the presence of Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, sitting tall beside her. His black and tan fur gleamed, heeled paws steady, amber eyes scanning the crowd with a hero's calm. 10-year-old Sophie Turner, brown hair tied with a red ribbon, stood close, her sweater bright, eyes shining as she clutched Rex's leash. Ethan Turner, Sophie's father, leaned on a cane nearby, his recovery a miracle sparked by Rex's courage in the storm. Evan Holt, Robert Steele, and Councilman Reed were in federal custody, their chemical smuggling ring exposed by Ethan's ledger, Clara Holt's testimony, and Lila's viral live streams. Yet, a burner phone's unknown contact lingered, a shadow over Pine Hollow's victory. Lila Hayes, 38, brown hair loose, stood at the stage's edge, her phone streaming to Pawprints of Hope, comments flooding. Rex forever. Pine Hollow's unstoppable. Kate, this is epic, she whispered, grinning. Kate nodded, stroking Rex's head. All because of him. Sophie beamed, hugging Rex. You saved Dad, boy. Rex's tail thumped, his warmth a steady pulse. Ethan smiled, voice rough. And you, Sophie. You never gave up. The crowd buzzed, locals waving banners. Rex rules. Clara Holt, 47, blonde curls neat, sweater simple, stood humbly among them, her redemption earned through courage. Tom Bennett, 45, black hair combed, jacket pressed, clapped from the front, his role in securing evidence mending past doubts. Mayor Larson, 60, took the podium, tie straight, voice warm. Pine Hollow, we honor Ethan Turner, Sophie, and Rex, he said. They faced darkness and brought us light. Cheers erupted, kids tossing confetti, Sophie giggling. Larson handed Kate a medal, engraved, Guardian of Pine Hollow. She knelt, pinning it to Rex's collar. This is yours, hero, she said, voice clear. You led us to truth. Rex barked, proud, the crowd roaring, some crying. Sophie's eyes sparkled. You're the best, Rex. Ethan ruffled her hair, pride evident. And you're mine. Lila's stream surged, her voice vibrant. Folks, Rex is a legend. Share his story. Comments roared. Love you, Rex. Kate's a badass. A reporter approached. Officer Riley, what's it mean? Kate smiled, Sophie beside her. Hope. Rex showed us loyalty wins. The reporter nodded. For Pine Hollow? Kate's gaze swept the crowd. Stand together. Fight for right. Rex did. Applause thundered, phones flashing, the moment immortalized. Clara stepped up, voice soft. Kate, Sophie, I was wrong, she said, tears falling. I'll spend my life making it right. Sophie hesitated, then nodded. You helped Dad. That counts. Rex's tail flicked, his trust in Clara growing. Tom handed Kate a file. Feds traced Steele's accounts, he said, low. Offshore, linked to a bigger network. Kate's pulse quickened. The burner contact? Tom shook his head. Still dark. Someone's watching. Her gut churned. Steele's fall hadn't ended it. Ethan joined them, cane steady. Kate, you gave us a second chance, he said, voice thick. Sophie hugged Rex, beaming. And a family. Rex's whine was gentle, his bond with them unbreakable. Lila grinned, pocketing her phone. Town's planning a statue for Rex. Kate laughed, pride swelling. He'd approve. A shout broke the moment. Kate spun, hand on her holster, Rex's ears perking. A man, 50s, gray suit, pushed through the crowd, flanked by a deputy. That's Victor Lang, Tom muttered, tensing. Steele's corporate fixer. Lang's voice was smug. Sheriff Tate, I'm demanding Reed's release. Your evidence is tainted. The crowd hissed, anger rising. Kate stepped forward, furious. Tainted? We've got ledgers, laptops, Clara's word. Lang smirked. Fabricated, officer. Steele's network is untouchable. Rex growled, hackles up, staring Lang down, his instincts razor sharp. Sophie gripped Rex, voice fierce. You can't free them. Tate, badge flashing, blocked Lang. We've got enough to bury Reed, he said, firm. Lang's eyes gleamed. You'll regret this. He turned, but Rex bolted, weaving through the crowd, barking furiously at a black SUV parked nearby. Kate sprinted after, Tate and Tom following. Rex, what is it? She yelled. The dog pawed the door, snarling. Kate ripped it open, pistol drawn, revealing a woman, 40s, red hair, scrambling to hide a burner phone. Freeze! Kate shouted. Tate cuffed her, face grim. Lydia Kane, he said. Steele's silent partner. Kate's jaw dropped. Kane, the network's true head. The phone's log showed calls to Reed, Holt, and an unknown number, RS's boss. Lila streamed, voice sharp. Pine Hollow, we got Kane. Rex sniffed her out. Comments erupted. Holy crap! Rex is unreal. Sophie ran up, hugging Rex. You're amazing, Kane spat, cuffed. This changes nothing, Riley. Kate's eyes blazed. It changes everything. Tate hauled Kane away, the crowd cheering, Sophie's laughter ringing. Clara approached, voice soft. I saw Kane with Evan once. Didn't know she was... Kate nodded, trust solidifying. You're making it right. Ethan hobbled over, Sophie at his side. Kate, you gave us justice, he said, tears in his eyes. Sophie hugged Rex, beaming. You're our guardian. Rex's bark was triumphant, his mission etched in Pine Hollow's soul. Lila ended the stream, grinning. Rex is getting that statue. Kate knelt, ruffling Rex's fur. You rebuilt us, boy. Her phone buzzed. Dr. Cole. Rex is fully cleared, she said, warm. He's ready for anything. Kate's tears fell, relief crashing. Good. We're not done. The center pulsed with life, but Kane's arrest sparked a new fear. The unknown contact was still out there. Kate's eyes met Sophie's, a vow sealed. "For Ethan, for Rex, we keep fighting," she said, voice firm. Rex's gaze was steady, his courage a beacon. Pine Hollow stood united, but the shadows hadn't vanished. Kate's resolve matched Rex's, ready to face whatever came next, for truth, for family, for their hero dog. The sunset draped Pine Hollow, Montana, in a fiery glow, casting long shadows across Timberline Pass, where the blizzard's scars had softened under spring's touch. Officer Kate Riley stood on a grassy ridge overlooking the town, her short blonde hair catching the breeze, a clean sweater soft over jeans, her healed scars a quiet testament to the fight. Rex, the 4-year-old German shepherd, sat proud beside her, black and tan fur gleaming, his amber eyes steady, a hero's calm radiating from him. 10-year-old Sophie Turner leaned against him, brown hair loose under a red ribbon, her sweater bright, a smile lighting her face as she petted Rex. Ethan Turner, Sophie's father, stood nearby, his cane gone, his recovery complete, thanks to Rex's courage in leading Kate to him in the storm. Evan Holt, Robert Steele, Councilman Reed, and Lydia Kane were behind bars, their chemical smuggling ring shattered by Ethan's ledger, Clara Holt's testimony, and Lila's viral live streams. Yet a final burner phone contact, untraced, lingered like a ghost, keeping Kate's senses sharp. Lila Hayes, 38, brown hair tied back, stood beside them, her phone idle, but Pawprints of Hope buzzing with comments. "Rex is eternal. Pine Hollow's unstoppable. Kate, you changed this town," she said, voice warm. Kate shook her head, scratching Rex's ears. "Rex did," Sophie giggled, hugging Rex. "You're my hero, boy." Rex's tail thumped, his warmth a vow kept. Ethan's voice was thick. "And mine, Sophie. You never stopped believing." Sophie beamed, her eyes on Rex. "He showed me how." Kate's heart swelled, pride anchoring her. Pine Hollow was reborn, its trust restored by a dog's unbreakable loyalty. Clara Holt, 47, approached, blonde curls neat, sweater simple, her face softer now. "Kate, Sophie, Ethan," she said, voice steady. "I'm starting over, away from Evan's shadow. Thank you for giving me a chance." Sophie hesitated, then smiled. "You helped us. That's enough." Rex's tail flicked, his trust in Clara solid. Kate nodded, forgiving. "Keep doing good, Clara." Tom Bennett, 45, black hair combed, jacket pressed, joined them, his redemption sealed by his role in the fight. "Feds froze Steele's assets," he said low. "Pine Hollow's safe for now." Kate's eyes narrowed. "For now?" The ridge overlooked the community center, where a new statue of Rex stood, unveiled at yesterday's ceremony. Locals milled below, setting up a barbecue, American flags waving, laughter rising. Sophie pointed, excited. "Look, Rex's statue!" Kate smiled, pride swelling. "He earned it." Lila pulled out her phone, showing a clip from Pawprints of Hope. Rex barking at Kane's SUV, captioned, "Pine Hollow's Guardian." Comments roared, "Legend. Join the pack." "This went global," Lila said, grinning. Ethan chuckled, ruffling Sophie's hair. "Our boy's famous." Sophie tugged Rex's leash. "Let's visit the statue." They descended, Rex leading, his limp gone, his stride regal. At the statue, a bronze Rex, mid-bark, Sophie traced the plaque. "He led us home." Her eyes glistened. "It's perfect." Rex sat beside it, as if approving, drawing laughs. Kate's phone buzzed. "Sheriff Tate." "Kate, feds traced the burner," he said, tense. "A new player. Victor Lang's boss, still out there." Kate's blood chilled. Lang, Steele's fixer, had warned her. Tate sighed. No name yet. Stay sharp. She hung up, unease rising. Rex's ears perked, sensing her shift. A rustle in the trees snapped her focus. Kate's hand went to her holster, Rex's growl low and fierce, his stance alert. Sophie froze, clutching Rex. What's that? Lila tensed, scanning the woods. Trouble? Ethan pulled Sophie close, voice calm. Stay with Rex. Kate stepped forward, pistol drawn, Rex at her side. Show yourself. A figure emerged, Martha Klein, 60, gray hair braided, coat plain, hands raised. It's just me, she said, voice shaky. Kate lowered her gun, frowning. Martha, you're Lang's aunt. The crowd murmured, wary. Rex's growl softened, his instincts probing. Martha's eyes were red, desperate. Kate, I need to talk, she said, pulling a USB from her pocket. Lang's files, names, accounts, the real boss. Kate's pulse spiked. Why now? Martha's voice broke. I saw Sophie's face at the ceremony. I can't stay silent. Sophie's eyes widened, gripping Rex. You knew them? Martha nodded, tears falling. I'm ashamed. This is my amends. Lila grabbed the USB, plugging it into her phone. Files loaded, emails, payments, a name. Elena Voss, a corporate titan in Denver. Kate's jaw dropped. Voss? She's the top? Rex barked, sharp, staring into the trees. Kate spun, spotting a glint, a drone, hovering, its camera trained on them. Down! She yelled, shoving Sophie behind Rex. The drone buzzed closer, a red light blinking. Lila fired, shattering it, debris raining. They're watching, she hissed, streaming the crash. Pine Hollow, Voss is after us. Rex caught her. Comments surged. Go, Rex. Bust Voss. Sophie clung to Rex, trembling. She'll hurt Dad again. Rex's growl was a shield, his courage unwavering. Kate grabbed the USB, heart pounding. Tate, get feds on Voss, she radioed, voice hard. Martha sobbed, collapsing. I didn't know about the drone. Kate knelt, firm but kind. You're helping now. Ethan pulled Sophie close, voice steady. We're safe, kid. Tom scanned the woods, grim. Voss won't stop. Kate's eyes blazed. Neither will we. Lila posted the clip, voice fierce. Pawprints of Hope. Rex's fight lives. Share your hero stories. The crowd rallied, chanting Rex's name, flags waving. Sophie hugged Rex, tears falling. You're our guardian, always. Rex's bark echoed, triumphant, his bond with Pine Hollow eternal. Kate faced the sunset, Rex at her side, Sophie's hand in hers. Pawprints of Hope, this is for you, she said, imagining the channel's reach. Rex taught us loyalty beats fear, truth beats lies. Share your heroes, join our pack. Lila streamed, her voice soaring. Subscribe, spread Rex's story. Comments flooded. We're with you. Love, Rex. Ethan handed Kate a folded letter. His, from before the storm. Kate, trust Rex. He's our light. Ethan. Tears fell, but she smiled, tucking it close. He was right, she whispered, ruffling Rex's fur. The ridge hummed with life, but Voss's shadow loomed. Kate's resolve matched Rex's, a vow to protect Pine Hollow. For Sophie, Ethan, Rex, we keep going, she said, voice strong. Rex's gaze was steady, his bark a rallying cry, as the town stood united, ready for the next storm, their beacon in the snow unbreakable.